This is my video for InRange TV's CQB Brutality West 2025. I'm using a KE Arms KE-9 polymer lower that has been modified with a Picatinny stock adapter to accept side folding stocks. The upper is a Matador Arms Generation 2 9mm blowback system that contains the recoil spring in the upper receiver itself. The barrel is 16 inches and I've mounted an unrivaled competition brake to the end of it. The red dot is a lead and steel Pandora, zeroed at 25 yards. The side-folding KP-9 and KP-15 lowers are currently available. I will be discussing them in more detail in another video. This is stage 1, escaping the Pinkertons. The shooter begins with a kettlebell chained to them, and the kettlebell must remain chained to their body throughout the course of fire. Once in the shooting area, the competitor retrieves their firearm from the dump box and begins engaging targets. The kettlebell can be placed on the ground while you are shooting. I engage the leftmost target I can see first and engage the targets in the left to right sweep to make sure I don't forget anything. I'm going to engage the spinner after I knock down all the poppers, but first I'm going to reload so I don't shoot empty in the middle of it. Reloads from the invert bandolier are about as fast as it gets. For this next sequence of targets, I engage them using the PCC one-handed. I don't want to waste time dropping the kettlebell to the ground and picking it back up. Going to the corner and dropping the kettlebell probably would have been better, but I still would have had to move out to see at least one of the targets. Stomping on the activator gets those swingers going. They are pretty quick. Trying to catch them at the apex of their arcs, and it's actually easier to catch them as they start to go just behind the barrel. I started to shoot clear to move to the next bay, but the RO reminds me there's 3 targets across the other side there that I need to engage, so I quickly reload, knock those down, then drop the mag and shoot the last round out on the clearing target. From this position, I have to shoot close circle, far square, then the final circular stop plate. One thing that's consistent at this match is that the circular targets are 1 hit and the square targets are 3 hits for pistol calibers. I am 3rd in pistol caliber carbine on this stage. This is the bone Tomahawk stage. The premise here is that you've been darted by the cannibals and you are partially paralyzed and gain back motor function throughout the stage. So you start by engaging the targets one-handed, lying on the ground, and then moving to kneeling, again engaging them one-handed. You might have seen that I was starting to grab the forehand and caught myself before I fired a shot. Different arrays for each position. And then moving over here. As I get to this table, I gain back both of my hands. Still have to kneel while touching this board. And once this array is engaged, I can get back up on my feet, run back across the range, and engage the final target array. I am 3rd in pistol caliber carbine on this stage. This is the defend the Homestead stage. All reloads must come off the table. The shooter acquires their firearm from the dump box and then loads it. And again, circle targets are 1 hit and square targets are 3 hits. Poppers must fall to score here. I missed 1 shot and I have exactly enough ammo in my gun to shoot the stage clean if I don't miss again. So you might notice my cadence of shots slowed down, but that's still better than having to ground the gun in the dump box and then having to run back to the table and get another magazine. Almost forgot this last yellow popper here. It did kind of blend into the sand backdrop. Fortunately for me, coaching is allowed at Brutality matches, and the RO lets me know I need to shoot it before moving on to the next position. I do have to grab another magazine off the table before I move over to this section of the range. There is a no-shoot behind one of these targets, so I'm careful on my last shot fired here. I do shoot the stage clean. I am 5th in pistol caliber carbine on this stage. This is the bank robbery stage. Shooter begins by moving up to the shooting area and engaging all these static steel targets with their required number of hits. After all these arrays of targets have been neutralized, the shooter has to clear their gun by firing empty on the last target and then pick up the roughly 40-pound weighted boxes and carry them over to the horse prop on the next stage. Carrying these weighted boxes is no problem for me. Where I do screw up at this match in several places is the stupid human tricks. And getting on the horse here is going to be one of those times where I waste a good amount of seconds just trying to get on this thing. I should have went up the side, but I tried to get on the horse from the rear. It doesn't really work. I get hung up trying to get on the horse. Horse gets knocked sideways. Finally get on the horse, load the gun, and now I have a big array of poppers to knock down. So this is a free swinging platform, and the more I shoot, the more I move around, which is why towards the end of engaging these targets, I do have more shots required to make the hits. I am 7th in pistol caliber carbine division on this stage. This is the Deadwood smallpox stage. Going to move through this street, engaging all the targets with their required number of hits. And once all the targets have been neutralized, shoot the gun clear. Pick up the dummy on the litter, drag it back to the start line, and move over to the next bay and engage the targets. These shots here were particularly difficult. You'll notice that I dismount the stock from my shoulder and kind of hold the PCC out and around the corner. Switch shoulders here to be able to make the hits. And similarly, I have to really lean out on this side to make the hits on that final still target. Shoot empty on that target. Sling up the PCC, and now it's time to drag Smallpox Steven back. Again, here's a stupid human trick I mess up. I should have just simply picked up the litter from the front and dragged it backwards, but trying to pick this up so I could run forward with it was quite awkward. Now it's time to run over to the next bay. I can't load until I'm in the bay and told to do so, but I can get the PCC unslung and ready to go. And from here, I have to shoot the close targets first, then the next array of targets, and finish on the big square. I am 8th in pistol caliber carbine division on this stage. This is the Mandalorian stage, so I have baby Grogu slung up in the bag around my body. Begin the stage by engaging that stormtrooper target, knocking the plate in the center, and then knocking the head back down. I have to unlock this box after taking the key off the dead Imperial officer, and the red is the color of my no-shoots. This is randomized. There are both red and blue targets on the stage. Retreating back across the range here, this target array is relatively simple, but I do have a complex one coming up on my left ahead. It's a series of shoot plates in line with a red no-shoot target. I need to make sure that I don't send any rounds off the edges and clip the no-shoot. Fortunately, I'm able to shoot that clean. Moving across over here, there's a few remaining poppers. There's going to be some small round circles in the black bunker at the back of the range there. Knock those down. And the RO reminds me that I have a couple poppers off to my left through this narrow angle here. And that is the end of the stage. I am 2nd in pistol caliber carbine division on this stage. This is the blazing saddle stage. The shooter begins by placing the dynamite and running the wires to the detonator, and then hitting the plunger on the detonator and hitting the start on the par time clock there. I have 15 seconds to engage these array of 4 targets as many times as possible. Each time they are all 4 engaged successfully, it is a bonus. I end up with 4 bonuses, drop the mag, shoot clear on the clearing plate, move over to the next bay.
4. Clear to load. Get the load.
In this shooting area, I need to go to the outer edge of each of the boxes to hit a plate all the way at the back of the range. Moving through the hallway, there's 2 arrays of poppers that need to be neutralized. Proactively reload before going into the last shooting position. Hard angle to the right. Plate rack up the middle here. And then again, another hard angle to the left to finish. I am 2nd in pistol caliber carbine division on this stage. From the back of the Gator, the shooter has 15 seconds to rotate the spinner. Shooter can then tell the driver to go, and every one of the green targets hit on the move is a bonus. Fortunately, that first one I hit didn't count because we weren't moving yet. I end up getting 10 bonuses on this stage. I have to go to the corner of this shooting area to see the furthest targets at the back. Same thing from this side. Moving forward, I have poppers to my right, and I'm going to have a plate rack to my left. Reload on the move on the way forward. Knock down the remaining poppers, including the ones that are blocked by this armored wall. Come across the other side of the range here, and there is a final steel target that I need to engage, and that is it.
If you're finished unloading, show clear.
I am first in PCC division on this stage. In the end, I'm second out of 35 shooters in pistol caliber carbine division. Overall, I'm second out of 136 shooters. The competitor that goes by the alias Shooty Djibouti won first place pistol caliber carbine and first place overall with a KE Arms KP-9 PCC. Matt H. won the Cyberpunk division using a CZ Scorpion with one of our Emperor Scorpion Searling Technology triggers. As you saw in video here, the side-folding KP-9 worked flawlessly throughout the event. CQB West 2025 was the final test of the side-folding polymer receivers before I put them up for sale on the website. For 25 years in the firearms industry, I've used the products I make and sell on the clock in public to validate their function and prove that they work, and I'm pleased to see that other people are achieving success with things that I've helped make. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of in-depth action competition shooting match analysis, please consider supporting me directly on Patreon. And always remember, the Second Amendment is for everyone.